All right. I'm going to start over. And anybody who belches, your character will be turned into a frog.
Oh no.
Welcome to Hangry Unknown Girl Society, the only Welcome to the Party Unknown Armies 3rd edition game that. Crap, I forgot what I was going to say. Something
I
about
belched
cats.
Professional.
off camera and muted for that. Come on, Silent. What are you doing?
Honestly, I set up the joke because the whole point was when we started with the perfect, I had to ruin it this time. Because it can't be. Oh, geez. All right. Anyway, something about magic wheat and cats and demons. It's been a little while, and it was a pretty wild session last week. So real quick, I'm going to read some stuff that I need to read. So first of all, I want to thank our sponsors. We got Roll20, we got Tabletop Loot, we have So Nerdwear, which is what the nerds wear, and we have Devin Rue, Mistress of Maps. Thank you for sponsoring and supporting the channel. We also have a Patreon that supports the bulk of our operations here, and the subs and bits will give you awesome emotes and will give the players some extra benefits. Check out Patreon info below. And as always, join us on our amazing Discord. If you want to play in a Welcome to the Party game, joining the Discord and talking to people, that's how you catch the announcements that they're looking for players. And there's a lot of games to play, both on stream and off. So do that. It's cool. It's a good place. Now, let me introduce our marvelous players. First of all, we have Adora, played by Connie. Oh, yeah, who is out sick? It's sad. We'll miss you.
Oh, no.
But
don't be mean to Connie.
we won't murder your character. That's about all I can promise. So next we have Elizabeth.
Hello, that is me. I'm Alexis. I'm playing Elizabeth.
We have Minerva.
Hey, I'm Persephone. I'm playing Minerva.
And finally, we have Mara.
Hi, my name's Theater Nerd.
And I am Silent Ferrets, and I will be playing everybody else unless things get weird. So, before we get into it, I am going to review our lines and veils because this is an Unknown Armies game, and things get
Missy?
Yeah. So, our lines and veils. We don't have any veils, but we have some lines. These are things that are not going to be a part of the fiction on or off camera. There's no animals getting hurt, especially sadistic or against helpless animals. There's no sexual assault. There's no time lost for psychological reasons. There's no relationship gaslighting. And there's no animals getting hurt. I have it listed twice for some reason. I should fix that. So also our safety tools, just want to review them real quick. We are using, I believe it's called script change or scene change, but it's the VCR remote controls or the DVD player remote controls. And it's basically the X card with a little bit more flexibility. If something's confusing or emotional or complicated or difficult, say or type pause, and I will be keeping an eye out for that. And then we'll pause. We'll take a breather. We'll figure out what's going on. If something happened and it's not good and it's causing you difficulty, or there was a miscommunication, say or type rewind, and we will go back and we will fix it. We will change it. Nothing that happens in the story is more important than you as a human. If something is happening and you're okay with it, but you just don't want to see it or hear it, and we need to fast forward through that scene, if it's gross or upsetting, and it's okay to happen, just not on camera, or if we're talking about something, type or say fast forward, and we'll fast forward past it. And if it's way too much and you're overwhelmed and things are really bad, type or say stop, and we'll stop, and we'll step back, we'll take a breather, maybe we'll end the session. We'll figure out what we need to do so that everybody is okay, because this game can be upsetting. It can be problematic. And it's just, we're doing our best because we are walking in the shadows, running in the shadows. Wait, that's a different game. I'm done. I'm not going to do any more jokes because this is the safety tools section. So that's important. So that's the safety tools. Just taking a moment to breathe. Okay. So let's recap what happened last time. Previously on Hangry Unknown Girl Society, we fought off Stray, a demon who had possessed Cameron, our arch nemesis's daughter, who is an avatar of the guide and spends most of her life in a coma. And we had led to a touching reunion between Jaquette and her daughter, and they spent some time together, which we used to try to backdoor a mystic hack to start turning Jaquette from an avatar of the Firebrand into an avatar of the Mother, so that she no longer is in conflict with Mara over magical energy, hopefully promoting peace in our time. I think that's the plan. But then stuff happened. Mara met with Martha McConnery, the true king of our little town, and got some information. I can't remember what Minerva did.
I wasn't here.
That's because you, in preparation for fighting with the demon thing, you were assisting with a birth.
I was off being a midwife.
Which managed to get you a couple of significant charges.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what other entanglements.
Who knows?
And Elizabeth, you had a lovely date with Leonora, if I remember correctly. And then you met up with, as you were leaving, I can't remember who you bumped into.
Crow
Was it the
Dude?
Herald? Oh, it was the Herald? Okay. And he said something about, I can't remember what he said. Do you?
Oh boy, it's been 2 weeks. I don't know.
I think it was something about destroying the
Some other demon.
Oh no, the UFO that crashed.
Yeah, correct.
This is why we shouldn't take weeks off. When I'm not here, everyone else should play. That's the way it works. The carrier, the spirit of the carrier, that's what he wants to destroy. And then we ended on a somewhat contentious meeting between Ronnie Strafe, a new guy, a cop who is not Officer Quinn, our beloved cop.
Beloved asterisk.
Well, yeah.
The least disliked.
Tolerated.
Yeah.
The least disliked.
So Ronnie met up with Mara and apparently had a lot of dirt on her, which while Mara has managed to expunge that from the cop's computer system, could still be in trouble because Ronnie now has his eye on her and also apparently believes that the Herald killed Mara's parents, which was a very difficult night for Mara.
Well, to be fair, he has her eye on her.
Yeah. I mean,
because she assaulted him.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It was more of the one moment you'll probably ever see Mara so panicked in her life.
Yeah. It was a good punch. It did notable damage.
To his ego?
No, to his he's got wounds. He took
probably to his ego too. He got assaulted by a 5'1" scrappy little
Wait, I thought Mara was tall. Did I miss
maybe I'm confusing characters.
I thought Mara was short. Yeah.
We actually do this a lot.
I think I've said both.
Mara exists in a quantum state.
Well, so I have another character for a Hunter the Vigil game who is similar to Mara in a lot of ways, who is short and also scrappy. And I may have said she was taller at one point.
Well, do you want her to be short or tall today?
She's tall.
Okay.
Just in hopes of differentiating the characters in my head.
Is she taller than Minerva though?
Because Minerva is very big.
Yeah, Minerva's I think like 6'3" or 6'5", something like that.
She's not quite that tall, but she's probably at least 5'10".
Okay. So taller than some of the cast.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna also Adora joined the sleepers, sort of. She read a book that she got from a bookstore and performed a perfectly harmless mystic ritual involving drinking blood, her own.
And just did it.
Well, and now she can sort of see sleepers and do sleeper stuff.
Oh boy.
Everything
Adora,
comes
why?
at a cost.
And just in case for the people who missed this, because it happened when only 2 players were actually on stream, the Herald did just straight up. He has a little crow on his shoulder. There was one of the how to put this. Stray the demon had manipulated the body and like in a body horror way, totally messed with the concession stand lady at the movie theater. And the Herald said, "Oh, she's dead," and had his crow just eat her whole. Like nothing remained. Except like maybe some blood and goop on the floor. And it was horrifying.
Yeah.
But luckily, Elizabeth and Minerva were too freaked out. Was it Elizabeth and Minerva? I think it was.
I wasn't there.
Oh, it was Elizabeth
and Adora.
Yeah. You guys were already panicking, so you were safe from the mental damage that seeing that could do to you.
Thankfully.
Because it was bad. It was bad. It was a bad day. So that's creepy. The Herald is creepy. So that's where we are. I think today it's the next day. Finally, we've been on the same day for 2 or 3 sessions. A lot happened yesterday, including we're fixing an arcade machine. That was fun. We're somewhere in Pizzicato, which is our LGBTQIA friendly establishment that is 1 part pizza, 1 part cat cafe, 1 part performance
concert space,
and also tacos.
Also, it's the tacos are a part of the restaurant.
Yeah, it's like all of these things, though. It's very.
It's an amalgamation.
It's very European.
Is it?
I don't know. That's. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. So, lots of stuff has happened. Yesterday, y'all defeated a demon. Oh, and Adora gave the remains of the demon to the exorcists to dispose of.
Yeah, that's not going to bite us at all.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I know how this game works. But
okay. I'm sure Sophia will be fine. Sophia being the person who is disposing of the demon.
Or possessed, one of the two.
Yeah. It's only those 2 options.
Or dead, I suppose.
Whoa.
Keep fishing. You'll get there. Anyway, let's move on. There'll be time for that later.
Sure, we'll find out eventually.
So where are the 3 of you sitting? Or gathered?
I guess probably in the cat area.
All right. So there's lots of cats. Where is Pebble right now?
I would assume in the cat area, unless Pebble is doing Pebble things.
Well, in my arms.
In your arms? Okay.
Okay.
I think Pebble's feeling like she wants to bat at something. Do you have something she can bat at? It can be at your hands. It can be at your face. It can be at a toy. It can be at a pizza.
I'll let her bat my phone.
She's trying to grab your phone. You know the thing that cats do when they're grabbing the thing but not really holding it with their paws? Oh, that's what Pebble's doing. Mara, Minerva, do you guys have cats?
I think Minerva has like a very fluffy like Maine Coon or something.
Ooh. I thought you were talking in general, and Mara is not a stereotype, darn it.
Okay.
So she doesn't own cats, but I think she's kind of probably just leaning up against the wall. I can't believe we're having this conversation with the cats.
I just like big fluffy cats.
You know, I bet a cat is wandering over and it's a little kitten. It's a little Bengal kitten and it's playing with your shoelace, Mara.
Okay.
Are you preventing it as it's trying to rip your shoelaces apart?
Maybe eventually, once I notice it's like not just batting my shoelace,
Yeah, it's
I
chewing on
probably
it.
just pick it up by the scruff and hold it to keep it out of trouble.
All right. So, you three are here. What you gonna do?
So hey, sorry I wasn't able to catch up with y'all. I wanted to, I wasn't sure if I could do it, so I wanted to, get a little bit more power, and then that took more time than I anticipated.
Hey, things happen. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's
things happened? What?
I mean,
That's not what she said.
but yeah, like, we're still trying to figure out how to get the cat to stop being the avatar of mean.
You realize that likely we're the avatar of the similar types of avatars. So if you think she's mean, what does that make?
I just meant that we'd like her to stop doing that. Right? That's my suggestion anyway.
I mean, the alternative would... Never mind.
I mean, like, I have a vague idea of, and it's even something you would probably be happy with, Mara. So, the whole great mother archetype, right, is supposed to be associated with blue a lot.
Okay. Are we sure we want to turn her into an avatar of the mother? Because I'm pretty sure she's been a ship mother up until this point.
I thought that's what the plan was.
It would get her out of our way.
Maybe she would be a better one. I don't know.
Just feel like that ship has probably sailed at this point.
Well, what do you want to do then?
I mean, we can do it. I don't know if we know everything about Cameron yet.
Yeah,
there literally were no birth records. So either Cameron wasn't born and was created, or B, wasn't born here, which I suppose is plausible.
But or C, the birth records were destroyed?
I guess that's a possibility as well. But being in a coma isn't living.
I know, and I think something has to be done about that.
But Cameron seems convinced they would rather be like that than dead. I don't know. I'm got a lot on my mind right now.
That is understandable.
Yeah.
No, you guys don't know the half of what's all on my mind.
Well, we're your friends. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we need to stop working with the Herald.
Do I in character know who the Herald is?
I can't remember if you were there when he showed up.
I don't think I was, because I haven't been here for a few sessions.
Now, here's my question. Elizabeth or Mara, you could have filled her in and that would have been fine. Or Adora could have filled you in and that would have been fine.
I think Mara has been staying quiet up until this point.
Okay.
Let's just say Elizabeth filled her in for the sake of convenience.
Cool.
Yeah. Just Yeah, probably a good idea to not work with someone who is at least seemingly the opposite of my whole thing.
No, you're. He killed my parents.
What?
He killed my parents.
Can you stop saying that word, please?
Oh, good point. Persephone, I need you to make, was it knowledge?
Yep. Otherwise, this was for fucking nothing. Okay, it's still good. It's still good. I'm okay.
Welcome to Avatar Life, or sorry, Adept Life.
Yup.
Now you're starting to feel it. What is your helplessness right now?
I have
Hardened.
2 hardened notches. Yeah.
I almost want to make you roll a hardened check for helplessness, but I kind of also don't to interrupt the scene. Would you like to make that roll, or would you like to just set that aside?
I would like to set that aside for now.
Sure. Sounds good to me. Just that vibe of shit makes a lot of sense to me, because that could have cost you a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's very
I get
sad.
you're up about life and shit, but my parents didn't just fucking disappear.
Okay.
And I know what quote unquote made them disappear.
Okay. I get that.
And we need to stop working with him.
And
in fact, we need to get rid of him.
Mara, I would like you to calm down, because the only reason why we worked with him was because we were in a pinch and we didn't know anything about him. I don't intend to work with him now that we know what you just said.
How many more families has he ruined by causing people to disappear?
I would know.
I was approached by a cop in my parents' disappearance because he did the same goddamn thing at the movie theater. That was the word I was looking for. Oh, well, silence now. It's fine. It's whatever. We need to worry about Jaquette, I guess.
No, sorry. I thought you were gonna say something else. Do you just...
I know I've done a lot of shitty things, like, or been tangentially involved in a lot of shitty things, like the tomato factory, which I'm assuming you all know. I probably shouldn't have told you that.
I mean, we assumed.
I don't exactly know what my parents were up to, and maybe they deserved it, but they didn't deserve to be eaten alive. Because I am thoroughly convinced that's what he did.
From what I understand, at least, he cleans up when something happens, but I am not saying that's a reason for him to stay alive. The only thing that I'm afraid of is that he seemed powerful to me, and I would like not to just go immediately to try and head on remove them.
Yeah, let's, focus on one big thread at a time. And I'm not saying that I disagree, that, I think maybe something we should look into him a little bit more, but also, like, we have other stuff to worry about too.
Cat is more of an annoyance. Our movements are diametrically opposed with one another. And yeah, I might want to murder her. And the evidence seems damning as to reasons why to. Namely Cameron. But Jaquette also holds a lot of information on what happened to my parents. It's seemed to be her and my parents and maybe the mayor were all in a group like you and I were.
Yeah, like some sort of magic gathering circle.
Really? Did they have 5 colors in there, and some were they walking on some planes?
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry. This is really serious. I just needed something to cut the tension just a little bit.
Oh, Magic the Gathering.
Hey, Magic, please sponsor us.
Boy. So would you'd like us to just I don't mind just going after the Herald first. What I was thinking of more was maybe researching what he is and what he does before we go after him.
That's fine. Or we can try to deal with the Jaquette thing. Just needed to get that off my chest and didn't think Zara would have a freaking clue.
Yeah.
And I kind of prefer she stays uninvolved with this. Well, she stays at the level of involvement she's already in, because I'm pretty sure she's part of my movement. Apparently, I'm really persuasive and shit when it comes to that. I don't know.
Yeah, you were getting into a real big argument with Jaquette that first night, and you only lost by like a little bit. Which was some bullshit, by the way. You should have won.
Well, thanks. That's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Aw. You should have won. That's so sweet. At this point, I think there's a knock at the door, and I need to double check the name. Oh God, what is his name?
We just yell, "Go away!"
Yeah, we don't want any. Don't you see the no solicitation sign on the door?
Hold on one sec. I need to. Too many windows. Too many windows. Where is it? So at this point, let's see. Robert Marquesian basically pokes his head in because he says, "You guys, there's a letter here that looks really official, and it's from the mayor."
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, we'll take.
Give me the letter.
We'll take a look at that. Thank you, Robert.
And now get out of here.
He smiles and he's like, "Oh, okay." He goes back to being a unimportant NPC who exists solely so you can both have a restaurant and not manage it.
We're good
he's the day
business
guy.
owners.
All right. So, Mara, you grab it out of his hands, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
It's nice looking. The envelope is higher grade paper.
Okay.
You know, that paper that's not white, but like a little like off-white, like cream eggshell.
And it's like got like a rough texture to it, like fancy paper. Okay.
Yeah. And when you open it, also it's got a seal, like a stamp on it, like a wax stamp.
Okay.
It just has the letter Y. No, actually, is it H? No, it's Y. Even though it's written like an upside down lowercase h, it's a Y, and you know this.
Okay.
Or is it a lambda?
It might be. You open it, and it is on official cities
letterhead.
And it is from the mayor, and it basically says, it starts off thanking you for saving Cameron and preventing a larger catastrophe.
This letter is clearly for you, Elizabeth. I wasn't involved with that.
It's addressed to all 4 of you, and it refers to you as the Pizzicato Cabal.
Oh boy.
Oh,
We needed to come up with a better business name, guys.
It was a name
Pizzicato
for a
was fun.
restaurant.
Well,
I think we need
the
a
problem
better
is
cabal name, but
well, okay. I keep reading. I probably am reading this out loud.
It's followed by a request to, and this is what he says, or what they say, a request to honor the local pact, whatever that means, and not to cause too much commotion, lest we draw down the eye of the sleepers.
And we roughly know that the sleepers or sleepy people are bad people, or potentially bad people.
Do we know anything about them? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Adora at some point spoke about the sleepy people and their involvement.
Yeah, I thought it was briefly mentioned before in one of the sessions about the sleepers. Yeah.
Minerva, you moved here because of magic. You might be connected with the occult underground in other locations.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right?
Vaguely.
Like you're vaguely connected.
Yeah.
Basically, the sleepers are like the boogeymen that protects us from other boogeymen, and the word on the street is they are ruthless at enforcing magic not getting out to the mundanes.
They're very much the magic, somewhere in between the magic Men in Black and magic secret police.
They're Black Ops CIA, basically, for the magic world.
But most mages accept they are necessary because mundanes react worse when they find out, is the common shared belief. Whether you agree is your decision.
Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty obvious how Minerva feels.
But that's the word on the street about them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So he asks, because they are a threat and because we have been free of them, to please not make any messes. He welcomes you all to the town. He looks forward to trying your pizza. He accepts your conflict with Chiquette and does not have a problem with it, but asks that it not spill into open magical violence.
Right.
And finally, he appreciates, again, you taking the initiative to save Cameron when you didn't have to, and it was not your responsibility. And also, apparently, he thinks it had nothing to do with you, and it wasn't caused by you guys at all.
Well,
Interesting.
That's good, at least. At least we got that going for us.
I can't really insight check a letter, so...
I want to go to the mayor's office. Demand a visit with him.
Really?
He was part of my parents' cabal. If that's what a group of us peoples are called.
Now, Mara, did you write down all the names that...
So the ones that I have, that I wrote down, were Jaquette, the mayor, my mom and dad, maybe Martha?
Martha was one of them, and then she also mentioned Clifford Weaver. Martha. So I was trying to figure out if that was you were leaving that out on purpose or just that wasn't on the...
No, I didn't write it down.
All right, so that's the last one.
Martha Clifford.
Those were and Quinn.
Officer Quinn?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was Mara's reaction to finding that out. At least internally.
Quinn and Weaver and McConnery were all people who were identified as potential contacts for finding out more about your parents.
Okay, cool.
So, am I assuming you share that information with the group, or are you keeping that to yourself?
If Mara would have known this, Brooke just had a lapse in the notes that they actually took.
Yeah. So would have shared, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Cool. So I don't know if that means anything to the rest of you guys, but Clifford Weaver, your local mentor, Persephone?
Yes.
Is one of the names on that list.
Is he on the names of the cabal?
The parents' cabal. Or at least has information. Mara's operating under the assumption they all were in a cabal together.
Wait. Hold on. I'm pretty sure Rabbi Weaver, or at least I was pretty sure that Rabbi Weaver wasn't magic.
I'm not magic, but I'm still involved in this shit. He could be an avatar of something.
Look, we'll discuss whether or not you're magic another time, but we already did this.
I don't do the shit you do where wounds magically close and plants turn rainbow colors.
You do other shit. Okay, look, I'm not making all these goddamn flowers bloom again just to convince you that you're magic.
I don't do that shit. That's magic. Making the flowers bloom is magic.
No, you make flowers go boom.
Okay, so now you admit that. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Let's just. Oh.
Maybe you don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you don't know what you're talking about.
Let's move on.
Guys, please calm down.
All right. And McConnery's also on that list. I don't know if that means anything.
Martha on the list.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that means anything to you, Elizabeth, or if you're just like, yeah, makes sense.
I'm pretty sure she already told me, so yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that was
clear. Yeah, okay.
Because it could influence deductions later. And if you guys draw the wrong conclusions, I want it to be for the right reasons.
Yay!
You want to at least give us the information to attempt to connect the dots correctly, but if we go from 3 to 17, that's on us.
Oh yeah, I want to make sure that when you hang yourself, you're using the right rope.
Can we not make jokes about hanging? So
that's actually, you know what? You're right. As soon as that crossed my mouth, I was like, sorry about that.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Let's move on.
So are we gonna go find Jaquette? Is that our plan? Like, you all seem to think we need to get her out of the way. And well, there are many ways to do that, but I don't think you like my way.
Yeah. Well,
Fortunately.
Let's just find out more information about we could try and find more information out about Jaquette and also work on other things at the same time.
Here's a good
maybe
Halloween
by
trick.
Buy the people
a bunch of Reese's.
on the list.
There you go. Turn off all the
I don't
lights
think
in your
Officer
house.
Quinn's gonna tell us shit.
Let's
go visit the rabbi, and I hope I don't burst into flames.
You're not gonna. This isn't a church. It's a synagogue. It's a completely different thing.
And never mind. I'm not going there. I'm not having this discussion.
You just said you're not magical. You're not going to burst into flames.
That's not why I was going to imply I would burst into flames. I have a girlfriend.
Oh, right.
Mara, I'm gay and trans. I think you're fine.
Anyway, let's go visit the rabbi. It was mostly just a joke. I was trying to cut the tension. Apparently, I failed.
The tension resists.
It's hard to tell with you. You're always like so intense.
It has damage reduction versus slashing attacks, Mara. The tension is very powerful.
It was not effective. Mara uses joke. It was not effective.
Yes.
The magic joke earlier totally was, right?
It's now a tension Azard. It has evolved.
No, it's a mega tension
Oh.
Azard. Oh man.
Let's
I'm
move on
glad we can
again.
break the tension out of character.
You know, that's what matters. So we're going off to. Everyone's heading off to meet Rabbi Weaver. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to
I feel so sorry. Robert's a punching bag.
Well, you know, I'm not saying that's his purpose, but
It kind of is his purpose.
I kind of put him together for the sole purpose of making life easier for us as players. So, you know.
Also, on the way, I would want to be like, hey, Rabbi Weaver doesn't know I'm magic. Or at least I think we, out of character, we established that Rabbi Weaver doesn't know I'm magic.
I believe that's the current working hypothesis.
Well,
Yeah.
I really want to just ask him more questions about my parents and information about the committee, and if maybe Jaquette.
Yeah, just don't tell him specifically what I do, please.
You know, if he's important to you, you see, you aren't here. But we had a conversation with Adora yesterday afternoon
About trust.
about not keeping secrets. But he's not in our cabal, and I don't really care about your relationship. Well, I do, in so much as I'm not going to tell him that's something you need to do. It's basically what I'm saying.
Complicated.
Yes,
Just
a lot of this is complicated.
Guys, why has it got to be so complicated?
Who's saying this?
That's just the GM trying to make an Avril Lavigne reference because.
Oh boy!
I thought
I
that's
thought
what
that
it
NPC
was.
just showed up.
But I will respect that. But eventually, he's gonna find out.
Maybe not.
Especially if he's more involved in this than you think he is. Maybe he's done a very good job lying to you. And then you should definitely have a conversation.
So here's the question. Where are you going to meet Rabbi Weaver? Do you want to meet him at a restaurant or do you want to meet him at the synagogue?
Presumably at the synagogue.
I'm just throwing out the idea of calling him out instead because, you know, there's nothing wrong with the restaurant.
No, because then we're in public. We're more in public.
Okay. So, all right. You arrive at the synagogue. I don't know enough to know what a synagogue would be like on a Wednesday morning, personally.
There might be, including Rabbi Weaver, maybe between 10 and 15 people there, if there are enough people for a minion.
So probably you go through to his office where he is probably, he's got a desk. He's got a lot of like little, you know, the perpetual motion machine that people keep on their desk?
Is it the bird drinking water?
He's got one of those.
Okay.
But it also whistles. The perpetual motion machine apparently hits a piece of wood and something happens, but it's not clear what, and the wood vibrates. You know, the ball clacking, I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, the one
ball
where it's like
thing.
6 in a row and you do one
yeah.
and then it swings and then it just goes back
That
and forth.
thing, yeah.
But eventually it's not really professional motion because there's a transfer of energy. But
Exactly. But it
friction
keeps
and shit.
on one end it keeps hitting a block of wood and making an almost imperceptible noise, and it doesn't need to be reset. And there's just a whole bunch of these things. And if you are familiar with Final Fantasy VI's soundtrack, the goofy do music that plays whenever you're in someone's weird laboratory is the music that would be playing. But he has tons of these things. He's got a Roomba, and he periodically throws things on the floor just to get the Roomba's attention. I don't know if that's how Roombas work, but it's how his Roomba works.
Yeah.
And he's tinkering with a small mechanical frog right now with a really tiny screwdriver. And when you come in to the room, he stands up and he smiles and he shakes everybody's hands and he says, it's everybody. Hello, come on in, have a seat. What can I do for you?
Hey.
I don't remember his voice. I forgot his voice.
That's close enough. It's very spirited like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Rabbi Weaver. We had some questions, and we were hoping you could answer them.
Well, I mean, I like to answer questions. I'm guessing. Remind me what the three of you look like, first of all. Let's get some appearances going on.
Minerva is a very tall, large woman at 6'3", large the other way, and just long, curly red hair.
Okay. And how is she dressed?
Just like a nice, long floral dress.
Cool. Mara, what do you look like?
Mara is probably a bit more punky than Minerva is. Probably wearing combat boots and jeans, and probably a tank top with an unbuttoned flannel shirt over the top of it. And she's
Cool.
Probably, what did I say, like between 5'10" and 6 foot.
Okay. Do you have any noticeable buttons or accoutrements?
I think she always has a rising sun pin on her.
Okay.
I don't know if she knows the significance of what that is. But it's a piece of her grandmother that she always keeps with her.
Cool. And Elizabeth, what do you look like?
Elizabeth looks pale with black hair and is wearing goth makeup and a very kitschy witch hat, but otherwise is clothed in like what's that American store that has that like pretend emo clothing? I'm trying to remember.
Hot Topic.
So she just ran through Hot Topic and picked whatever looked nice.
Okay. So he's going to say, I'm assuming you're not all here to convert. Minerva, that would be a blessing. Is blessing a word that
Blessing, yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming you're not all here to convert. I mean, that would be a blessing. We'd love to have you, but
Probably not, Rabbi.
All right, your loss. We have good potlucks.
I mean, am I not invited to the potluck if I bring something anyway? Aren't you supposed to try to recruit me? I mean,
that's not what we do.
I mean, if she wants to come to the potluck, she can come to the potluck.
Yeah, she can come to the potluck.
Come to the potluck.
If I'm free, I'll be sure to stop by.
We have
I'll bring
really
some
good
pizza
food.
from the pizza place.
I would love that. I love your pizza. I don't know if you remember, but at the soft opening, I could not get enough of the pizza.
It's
I'm glad we have one supporter.
You have a lot of, people. You're not formally advertising with us, but we do have a newsletter, and we did mention the pizza because, I write the newsletter. So.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's very nice of you.
Okay. I think
good pizza.
We've gotten off topic a bit.
I mean, is pizza ever off topic?
Schmoozing is good.
I'm looking into my parents' disappearance was told that you might have been in a group with them or at least know about them.
He seems very uncomfortable at this.
Would you like me to roll connect?
I think I might like you to roll connect. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, darn.
Spill your guts, Rabbi.
I mean, he doesn't have to spill his guts, but he does have to tell you something, I suppose.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, that was some bad business, your parents. I mean, they were lovely people, and what happened to them? What happened to them was not good. Was not good.
I was raised by my grandmother. I didn't really know my parents, so I'd be inclined to agree with you.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, what do you want to know?
Anything about what they might have been involved in with the community? I've gotten Jaquette said she was in a group with them and she knew them at one point.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just like a social club, you know. There was nothing to it, you know. It was just a bunch of people, you know, some friends.
Like who?
Well, it was me and your mom, your dad, your grandmother, which was interesting. Your grandmother had a boy she'd bring by every so often. What was his name? Hermes, I think. Martha McConnery would come by. You know, there was a bunch of us. Officer Quinn, you know, we hang out, we'd have some drinks, we'd talk, we'd, you know, play some games, you know. It was just good, innocent fun, and certainly not anything weird.
According to literally everyone else from the group,
it was something weird.
Well, I mean, who are you gonna believe?
He's
clearly, you know, that face people make when they know
you know that they're lying.
Yeah.
I'm more inclined to believe everybody else.
Yeah, but aren't you the kind of person who sometimes believes in your own heart over whatever society says, Mara? You give me that vibe.
I mean, I do, but my parents mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, it was ugly business, and all I'm saying is that was a long time ago. That was 15 years ago, and I don't like to think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not pleasant.
I don't like to think about it either, but...
Oh, 10 years ago, my bad. You don't like to think about it either?
Yeah, like, these are my parents we're talking about.
The thing is,
I want some closure because they just disappeared isn't enough of an answer for me.
I know. Here's the thing, Mara. Your grandmother, lovely woman, she took you away from that specifically. And if I'm gonna do anything that could potentially draw you back in,
it's too late for that.
I'm gonna need
I'll bring you a pizza a day for the rest of forever until you die.
No, not that. I mean, I love the pizza, but it's not about that. See, it wouldn't be right for me to. It's not my story to tell, and it wouldn't be right to drag you back in when your grandmother worked so hard to keep you separate from it.
But I'm not sure she did a very good job.
Oh.
Mara's gonna pull off the tiny little rising sun pin. I'm something more. And I think this pin is a sign of that.
He looks at it. He's going to try to take it and look at it. Do you let him?
Tentatively. You
All
better
right.
give this back to me.
He looks at it and he says, I mean, deep sigh.
I think she was involved in something. Anyway.
Real quick.
And I'm in it, whether I get you're trying to protect me, but it's already beyond. I'm not 8 years old anymore.
All right, real quick. How are Elizabeth and Minerva reacting to this right now?
I've kept my word, by the way.
No, I am recognizing that.
The thing is, Elizabeth is in her mind actually on the rabbi's side, so she's just silent right now.
I think Minerva does not want to believe that the rabbi was magic or is magic or either one for her own complicated reasons, but is maybe thinking that anyway. I don't know.
All right. He's going to look at all three of you and say, Mara, it's not just about you. And I can tell you, but it's not a good story. And I can't tell you, but I can show you. And if the thing is, once I show you, I need you if I show you, I want your word. It wasn't all bad. There was some good stuff we did. And I want your word that you'll help protect the good parts of that.
Of course. I've already, like, if this has to do with me, like, going after Jaquette or something, I'm trying very hard to not do that.
Honestly, I think Jaquette's, what was it from that movie? You lost the mission, bro. Something like that.
I mean,
so you used to do stuff with Jaquette, Rabbi?
I mean, we were not like that. I mean, you know, we were
no,
never-
not like that. No.
I mean, she's not my type, you know. She's
I didn't think she was.
But
I think she's talking more mystical stuff.
Mystical stuff. I don't.
Anyway,
stuff.
I will do everything I can to protect the good that you guys did.
I want a promise from you, Mara. If I'm going to reveal this, I want a promise from you that you're going to protect the good we did. I don't care if you discard the bad stuff or improve it, because I know how it works. It takes change.
I think Mara does the thing that she does with everyone else in the eco-terrorist cell when they have to make like agreements and promises to each other. She's going to do the spit in her hand and look at the stick her hand out, and I'm spitting my hand serious.
So he does the same thing. His eyes kind of gleam because he likes this a lot, and he's going to grab your hand and shake it. And then he's going to look at Elizabeth and Minerva.
Just do it.
Oh, I thought
Or
that was
don't
just
leave
with
the
Mara.
room.
Elizabeth is gonna do the football thing and puts her hand on top of theirs.
Okay.
I will also do that.
That's fair.
That's all right. The spit's optional. So now, just because, body language, this is all body language. I don't want to make it. This is you guys committing to guarding the good we did. All right. So we're all clear on that. And if you're not thinking that, you're misleading me and being deceptive. Just,
I
getting
have
all-
been nothing but truthful.
I know. I'm just putting this out there because, clarity, sometimes things can be misinterpreted.
I'm
So
sure you could.
No, you're
call
being
on
very
the
clear. It's
power
cool.
of some. Never mind. I'm not going
That's
there.
not.
yeah, here's a question. Is
Yes.
anyone being deceitful in this
No.
commitment?
No, absolutely not. She wants information, and he
Minerva?
has some.
I think Minerva is skeptical about whatever good Jaquette could have done in the past, but if there is good, then she will not interfere with that.
Okay. So it sounds like it's complicated. Just for the sake of my notes, can you give me a lie roll?
Oh boy.
Or if you have something that
Oh.
substitutes for lie, or something that's
Don't have anything that substitutes for lie.
Or
Oh.
if you think maybe Jew by choice might let you kind of like logic your way into this. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's up to you.
Because 2 Jews, 3 opinions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. So now here's the other thing. What you're going to hear, I don't want to know it.
But
We clear?
Okay.
don't you know the information you're about to show us anyway?
Just to understand what I'm saying, it'll make sense in a moment.
Okay. Can I have my pin back before we go any further?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here you go. That's yours.
Cool. She sticks it in her jeans pocket, which is probably dumb because she's probably wearing skinny jeans, but whatever.
It hurts. It's so painful. Take D10 damage. Not really.
Well, I meant more from the women's pants pockets are stupid. It's going to fall out.
I was just
but-
assuming that if you fit something in women's pants pockets that were also skinny jeans, it would be painful.
Well, that
Women's
is
pants
also
have
a somewhat
pockets?
true statement.
Oh, man.
Minerva's dress has pockets.
These
Nice.
pockets. Oh, wow. That's good. All
Anyway,
right. So, real quick question. Remember that prayer shawl that the rabbi gave you, Minerva?
Oh, right. That was a while ago.
Yeah. Do you still have it?
It's at my apartment. But
Okay.
yes.
I don't know how they're used or if it would be present. I want to mention that because it's going to become relevant in a moment.
Oh,
So he's going to lead you upstairs. Now, I have a thought. This might be a good time to take a break because we're coming up on that time.
oh, big suspense break. Ugh.
it's like when an episode ends on a cliffhanger. You're the worst.
But we'll be back in 15 minutes. So let me yep, looks like we're good. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll find out about whether or not there's a golem in the attic at the synagogue. I mean, it had to come up sometime.
I thought he was joking about it. Is he fucking
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice, dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a Tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or Tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hello. Welcome back to Hangry Unknown Girl Society. Something is still hangry. Is it evil? But anyway, hopefully while we were on break, you went out and you visited Roll20. Really quickly, I just want to revisit our lines and veils. We have no sexual assault in this game, no time lost for psychological reasons, no relationship gaslighting, and no abuse and harming of animals. Those will be not happening even off camera in our story. Before the break, we were going up to the attic of the synagogue to see if there's a golem there.
Or whatever is there.
Yes, let's find out what it could be. First of all, when you go up, Mara, what is your grandmother's favorite color thread?
Favorite color thread. I'm going with red.
All right.
And that was not to rhyme. That was unintentional.
Elizabeth, what is Shay's favorite color thread?
Let's say red.
Okay. Is it the same red or a different red?
Maroon red.
All right. And Persephone, or Minerva, what is your favorite color thread?
Purple.
All right. As you go in there, the first thing you see is a wall filled with giant spools of thread, various sizes and thicknesses. Notably being used right now, there is red, there is maroon red, and there is purple. But all of the spools spin off into what appears to be a giant... It's hard to tell what it is, but perhaps the closest modern frame of reference would be the oven at a Quiznos, the thing that's got the conveyor belt that they put the subs in and it rolls through. Only it's making like a weird clanking noise, and it has a giant bag on it that inflates and deflates like one of those old hand pumps that you used to use on fire places to stoke the fire with the air. I cannot remember what they're called for the life of me.
Bellows.
Yes.
Bellows.
There's lots of bellows. There's lots of clanking. There's all of these wooden, I'm going to say, bars moving about the room. They stretch from the ceiling all towards the back of a very, very long, wide open space, and they move back and forth. It's kind of dangerous up here. I wouldn't wander around or stick your hand in anything. And many of them are jointed at various pieces. And all of these bars seem to have some sort of tool on the end. Many of them are small manipulative pincers. Some of them are magnets. Some of them serve other purposes. And they all gather at a giant rotary device at the far end of the hall. And it pulls them back and forth in a way that manipulates them much more deftly than seems physically possible. And sitting amongst this is a man who looks a lot like Rabbi Weaver, but 10 years younger. And its arms are over a small sewing machine, but the sewing machine doesn't move. And in front of where he is sitting at the sewing machine, there are a number of small needles, each attached to a small arm. So it ends up looking not unlike a seismograph or a polygraph, where each of the different points are moving rapidly. And it's churning out what looks like a shawl, but it's rapidly sewing it together in a way that doesn't really make sense, and is doing it with deft skill, almost like it's a dot matrix printer. The shawl is coming out, and each of these arms is assembling it. these arms that end in needles. Any questions about what you're seeing so far?
No.
Well,
yes, but they're in character questions.
Okay, so visually, you get what you're seeing. Kind of, it's all leading towards this almost like guy who's almost embedded in this giant rotary machine of wood and gears and mechanics and bellows.
Mm-hmm.
And Rabbi Weaver looks at you and says, well, look, I'm gonna wait outside. It's in the back there.
I just have to ask you a question. Was Weaver always your last name?
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting.
Go talk to the guy. Don't tell me what he says. I'll be outside.
Wait, Rabbi Weaver, was the joke about having a golem in the attic real?
I don't think it's a golem. It's not made of stone or clay.
Flesh.
Maybe. It looks like look.
Possibly your flesh.
Why don't you go talk to it? And if you have questions for me after you talk to him, I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
Okay.
I got a frog to fix. And he goes downstairs. As you get closer, you realize this man doesn't have a lower half. Instead, it is physically embedded in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you realize it is painted. It's painted well. It's painted accurately. It's deftly carved and deftly painted. But as the arms move and as the face moves, it's clear this is wood and painted wood. And also clear that this is magic. Now, I need to consult the rule book to see just how much of an unnatural check this is, because I'm not sure.
I have 4 hardened notches.
That might be enough.
I have 3, so.
I'm thinking 6 or 7 seems about right. Because it turns to greet you, and in Rabbi Weaver's voice, it opens its mouth and says, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Weaver. Everybody roll a natural."
So we defend with knowledge?
Yep.
I can defend with Jew by choice because it resists challenge to unnatural.
That's correct.
Fuck!
Actually, knowledge is better.
Fuck! Fuck, we're fucked.
Hi.
May
Cool, we
I
all
Dragon.
failed.
May I suggest, first of all, everybody mark a failed notch for unnatural. Second of all, may I suggest everybody flee? Because then all 3 of you can go down and calm down and then figure out what to do next.
But Mara wants information.
I'm not going to deprive you of that. I'm just suggesting.
What were the options? Run, fight, or
freeze?
Freeze.
And now it's not moving. So if you freeze, someone's going to have to move you. If you fight.
I'm not going to fight this. No, I'm good.
I'm gonna fight.
I mean, you'll probably win. It's worth 200 experience points. Probably more.
Don't tell Mara that.
We don't use experience points here.
Don't tell Mara that.
You can probably level up from a level 1 fighter to a level 2 fighter, but at what cost?
Okay, are any of us even fighters though?
No.
Mara.
Maybe, yeah.
Mara is the closest thing this party has to a fighter.
I would think Mara's more of like a sorcerer.
Paladin.
Yeah. You could
She
say
has a
you're
cause.
Sure.
Battle bard.
No, she's not a battle bard. She's more useful than that.
Minerva's a cleric. Elizabeth is probably a wizard.
Yeah, I think.
And
or
then
bard.
Adora's
Anyway, we've gotten distracted. I think it's going to be Mara fleeing, or not fleeing, but freezing rather, because she's in her own head about like, this has information, but this is really like I don't understand what I'm seeing, but it looks like the rabbi, but has information. And
I think Minerva would also freeze.
All right.
Same.
Okay.
Like it's not threatening us, so.
All right. So you stand up there and all have a low-grade panic attack.
Sounds about right.
An hour later, you wake up downstairs in the office. Rabbi Weaver is looking at the three of you and says, well, I'm glad you didn't break anything.
I thought about it for a second.
Did you get your answers?
No.
That thing looked like you, but it didn't have legs, and it was animatronic and weaving things, which is why I asked you about if Weaver was actually your last.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking about this still.
Well, it's a pun. See,
I've noticed that. Yes.
My last name's Weaver, and
you're a drider? What?
No, I'm not a drider. What's a drider?
Don't worry about it. But there's that.
What the actual hell?
Person upstairs?
I'm not sure if it's a person, I'm really not sure.
What the
How
actual
long has it
hell?
been there?
See,
You just don't know. Okay.
Maybe 10 years.
Did you
So
and
was this
Jaquette's
before-
group make that?
I made it.
Before
Oh,
or
no.
after my parents disappeared?
It was around. It's a little fuzzy.
Because I was 8 years old when it happened.
It was a little fuzzy, but it was around the same time. See, it took me a long time to build. You got to understand. All right, a while ago, some bad stuff happened.
You got really drunk.
No, I took some time for myself.
Whoa, don't need to know.
I disconnected from them, and eventually built that. And
that kind of time to yourself.
And it's got the information that you want from me.
And it's not gonna eat us.
Are you sure you can't stick around while we talk to it? I'd feel a little. That sounds weird. Never thought I'd turn to it, a rabbi, for comfort. But
I mean, the thing is, the stuff it wants to talk about.
Did you do the thing that they do in Harry Potter where you took your memories out and instead of putting it in like that vat, you put it in that thing?
Aha! Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm Harry Potter. Or not Harry Potter, but the other one.
Door. I totally didn't read Harry Potter, by the way, either of you.
What's a
totally.
Dumbledore?
Didn't he have like a weird like office full of weird gadgets, and he looks around at his weird. I'm Dumbledore. Oh my! I need a beard.
Yeah, and the modern archetype of the wizard was actually based off of a old Hasidic guy.
Oh my god! But I'm not Hasidic.
Killed a pope. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I didn't kill a pope.
I wouldn't suspect you had, but that's just where the modern wizard archetype came
You
from.
know, I mean,
Can we talk about the robot rider upstairs?
Is it a Drider though?
I'm calling it a Clockwork Weaver because it's a play on the fact that it looks like him and it was weaving.
I mean, I do love clockworks. He walks over to a clock, he pushes a button on it, and out pops a hot pocket. Some pizza rolls that are steaming as if they'd been microwaved. I made a clockwork microwave.
Okay, can you promise me one thing? Never make a clockwork me or I will break you.
Oh God, you know how much work that was?
I'm guessing it was a lot if it's only been in there for 10 years, and if you started when my parents died, that was at least 2 years of work.
Don't say that.
Give me an intelligent knowledge roll.
I was doing so good.
Mara is so considerate.
Oh,
I
fucking damn it.
Trying
By
so
3.
hard.
All right.
Well, I lose all of my fucking charges, don't I?
All right.
Hold on.
But when she says that, I feel like you can actually see the energy leave Minerva. Does that seem valid?
Yeah.
Because we're talking 30 plus minor charges worth of power.
Yeah. And then 2 significant ones.
I'm so sorry.
Just a big magic fart.
And it raises towards the ceiling and just kind of
Do any of us notice it?
oh yeah.
Oh no, it's super visible. And I'm just
What is it? Do you want to describe it? Because I mean I can, but
just like various green swirling energy that just goes up towards the ceiling, maybe with like little spirals of gold in there. And Minerva just like slowly turns her head to look at Mara and just like, what the fuck?
It wasn't intentional. They were. They didn't just fucking disappear. I told you that.
I have one thing, and that's to ask you to not say that around me.
Yeah, I get you think death is bullshit.
It is. It does. Oh my fucking. Yeah, so I guess just a lot of things are happening today.
oh that sucks. Oh wow. I have not seen that and wow.
Wait,
Yeah,
does this
so
knowledge
that's a thing.
hold on. Let's rewind for a second. What's your obsession?
Mine?
Yes.
My obsession is the intertwining of Jewish ritual with everyday life.
That
Everyday
doesn't.
modern life.
I was trying to see if you could flip the roll for your one time because then you would pass. I was trying to save you.
Oh right. What's your fear?
My fear?
Yeah.
Bugs and other creepy crawlies.
Damn it.
I was
What's your
trying
rage?
to save you.
My rage is cruelty.
What's your noble?
Romantic shit. Especially gay romantic shit.
Oh man, none of that's gonna help you.
No way
tried.
to say that.
I tried to save you after fucking up.
Oh my goodness.
That was me out of character slipping up.
Now, you can rewind and say I didn't do that. You can say that. That's a tool. The question is
I don't think Mara quite understood why Minerva freaked out the first time.
okay, here's the thing. I want to check in with Persephone, the player. Are you okay with this development and seeing where we go from here?
You know what? It's fine as a big development. You know, I wasn't here. It's disappointing to lose so fucking much, but it's an interesting development, and this seems I can have an interesting time playing off of it.
All right. As long as you're here for it, that was basically, I wanted to make sure you were cool with playing it out.
I'm not happy about it, but it is acceptable.
Okay. I think this is what Weaver is going to do. He's going to look at you, Mara, and he's going to be like, Mara, I don't know if you grasp the importance of what you just did to this woman.
Well, I'm starting to understand a little bit. And I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, no.
I'm lying. The amount of times I've said they've disappeared.
I know. And I can tell you were trying. Magic sucks.
And you made me lose all of it.
Yeah. I hope that, is this why you know what? We don't have to talk about this right now, Minerva, but maybe I can help you out. But maybe
I was hoping I wouldn't have to talk about it with you, to be honest.
Nobody likes to talk about mechanical frogs either.
I mean, look, I would be more than happy to talk about mechanical frogs. Just, I wish this hadn't happened.
There's a big difference between mechanical frogs and mechanical human thingies.
Not really. I mean, conceptually, it just is a matter of time. It's a matter of time. So you take the time and you...
Elizabeth is like eyeing him like very intensely right now.
You take the time and you distill it into...
Listen, Rabbi, I don't think this is the time to be talking about any of... Part of me wants to go back up there and confront it. Because fuck being afraid.
It's I mean,
and it has information.
Oh yeah, it has. It's got a lot of information that I frankly can't take knowing. You got to understand, stuff is hard. And there's stuff I don't want to know anymore.
Oh, wait. Are you like me, Rabbi?
Yeah.
Told you!
What? You think that my clock just microwaves these pizza rolls on its own? No,
I don't know. Maybe you found some fucking cadmium somewhere or some other bullshit.
I mean, I have some cadmium. Yeah, I'm a clock worker. One of the last.
A clock what?
Clock worker. I make things.
But that's a magic thing in this context, right?
Well, I mean, you tell me. He walks over and he presses a button on an array of 4 frogs that are connected, and he starts turning a dial, and he says, "Request a song."
I want it that way.
And the frogs start singing, "I want it that way." Like frogs. They sound like little frogs, but they're like the Frog Street Boys. Or is that Frogs to Men? I honestly don't know.
No, it's Frog Street Boys.
Yeah.
The Beach Frogs.
It's either that or it's in sync.
Yeah. So he's spinning that thing and it's singing. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know that song, but I mean, you do. Look. Does that seem like magic to you? I don't know. But I mean, isn't it cute?
Do you ever just answer anything with like yes or no?
Well, I mean,
no. I will answer for him. No.
I think I'm being clear, you guys. The point is, yeah, it's magic, all right? Look at this. They're singing frogs that take requests. It's just it's a little bit different because it's older. It's a little bit weird, but
I think I know what he is. Out of character.
I mean, I did weird stuff too, and I had the most power I had in a long time, up until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I am scared to think of what you could, with the amount of hoo-ha coming out of your mouth. I am scared to think what you could have gotten up to if you had been someone else, Minerva.
Luckily, I'm a good person. I don't.
No. That's why. Okay. That's why I said if you were someone else.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
if you were me, for instance, and I had that amount of magical energy,
I mean,
I could probably blow up the entire world.
I didn't want to name names, but
And just destroy capitalism. Because fuck that bullshit.
well, I mean, it's possible, I suppose. But anyway,
You should just be happy I'm not a adept on top of what I am.
oh, every adept who's also an avatar I've ever met is absolutely insane.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm already absolutely insane.
No. We had one person who was an adeptatar. That's what I call them. Sounds like a dinosaur, maybe.
Or
And it
like
was
a minotaur.
I just remember it was bad. They were not. It's hard enough living your life one way than another. Anyway, the point is, do you want to go talk to my foster son? No, that's not what it is. My Pinocchio? No.
Your pensive
Creation.
would be the Harry Potter term.
It is my son.
You sure you want to call it that?
No, I really am not sure about that. It makes me very uncomfortable thinking that.
You two don't have to go with me, but I need to know. I need to know what the rabbi used to know about my parents.
I hope it does you some good. It probably won't.
I want to know things as well.
And like, if you need support, I'm here. So let's do this.
Well, I wish I could go with. You know what? I do have earplugs. If you really
don't have to go, Rabbi.
I'll do it. I'll do it, damn it, if you want.
I need just 2 seconds before we go back up there. Mara is going to pull out her phone and she's going to text Zara and tell her she loves her. And leave it cryptic like that. And it's probably not something... No, I think she does it, but I think it's probably going to start happening more frequently, and Zara is probably going to wonder what the heck is going on with Mara.
There's probably, while we're up there talking, frequent texts of, are you okay? Are you okay? You'll come back to like 10 of them.
But, okay.
Does that sound good?
Yep, that's fine.
Let's
do this.
All right. Once more, unto the breach. All right. You're prepped. You know what you're facing.
Does it help?
Well, we could roll or we could just hand wave it. I'm feeling hand wavy.
I think hand wavy.
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Or you
Check
could give
this
us
out.
Or you could give us a shift.
Do you want to roll, Mara? I'll let you choose if you roll.
I don't think so. I think she's had enough time to like grapple with the absurdity of what this is.
So you approach the young weaver as it is there, and it turns towards you, and its eyes don't quite focus because they're not apparently movable, but it can blink, and it says, "Hello, I am Weaver. How can I help you?"
Hi, Weaver. My name is Mara. I think you have information about my parents.
Oh, okay. And you are? Turns to Minerva.
I am Minerva, and I have some questions I would like answered, but answer hers first.
I have a question too. Did you like the shawl I made?
Fucking knew it.
What was that? What the rabbi gave to me?
Yeah, I made it.
It was beautiful. I hadn't really thought about it much until now, but
Well, it was just a small thing. We were talking. He likes you. I thought, welcome to town present is nice. Nice to meet you finally. He's fond of you. And I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Hello. I'm Elizabeth.
I am Woody. No. It's a joke. I am Weaver. It's not a joke.
Yeah. Hi.
And how do you figure in? These two are questions. You are answers?
I am moral support of these two lovely people.
Well, I'm glad you came back. Not everybody does. Not that many people come up here. You know, I mean,
You could learn me then?
Wouldn't you?
Probably.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, giant mechanical sewing machine legs. Am I right?
How does that? How do you? And actually, no, I don't. Answer their questions. Don't mind me.
Okay, I won't. So, this whole time it's still sewing. When Mara introduces herself, there's a little rising sun sewn into the shawl. When Minerva introduces herself, I think something cooking related. Does that sound right?
I would think something more plant related.
Okay, something plant related, maybe some vines work their way into the pattern.
Or like a tree.
And when Elizabeth introduces herself, I'm thinking
some stars.
Yeah, some stars work their way into the pattern. Also, one of them is like a little crystal ball, but it's cracked. So you have questions? I've got thread.
I want to know everything you know about my parents.
Well, first of all, I never met them.
But don't you have Rabbi Weaver's memories?
Yeah, I have his memories. I never met them.
Oh, well, okay. You read between the lines. I want to know what Rabbi Weaver knows about my parents, please and thank you.
All right, yes, but I mean, I'm allowed to assert my own existence, right? I mean,
yes.
I'm just saying, you know?
I'm sorry, you kind of startled me and took me by surprise earlier.
That makes sense.
I'm a little flustered, and it took everything in me to not want to, murder you.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you didn't.
Or just, you know what I mean, destroy you.
All right. So your parents were part of a group. And I think at this point, they're weaving together a picture of your parents into the shawl. And then it weaves in some other people. The group was called the Hierophant Harbinger Hatchery. And they had a plan for a perfect society to nurture the best in humanity.
Hold on. Hierophant. What was the name of their cabal?
Harbinger Hatchery.
Harbinger.
And so there's lots of pictures of it's not super, but it's, if you were to look closely, you can probably figure out who corresponds to who. I haven't worked out symbols for who would be each person, but you got, Mara's parents, Mara's grandma, Bag Lady Trolley Witch, Atropos, Quinn, Weaver, Martha, Shay, and a weird dark looking figure.
Okay.
And he says, so it was mostly humans, though there was one demon involved. That might have been a mistake.
Did he have a raven?
No.
Okay, continue.
So they made an alliance. They did a lot of stuff. They did a huge, expensive, powerful ritual that they managed to keep the sleepers away for a long time. They summoned the carrier. And now you see the UFO.
Yay.
Why are you calling the UFO the carrier?
That's its name. Give me one moment, and I, the GM, will figure that out real quick.
Mhm.
I believe I randomly rolled carrier, and so now I have to.
Have you never watched Star Trek: The Next Generation? Mara's clearly more of a nerd than she ever let on to any of you. Because
Oh, clearly she knew
She
about the Harry
knows
Potter thing.
Potter, yeah.
so Star Trek and like Star Wars, and I swear if you tell anyone, they had carriers that carried things. I bet you something else came on the UFO.
There's a lot of things involved in this carrier, so let's talk about each of these different particular meanings. First of all, it transports goods and passengers. Specifically, the carrier helps transport people who would be bad towards being good. Also, you might not know this, but a carrier can refer to someone who carries mail. That's why when you look in the post office, you never see any people.
Those are all out carrying the mail, delivering the mail. Never.
No, it's magic. The mail's magic.
Oh,
Haven't you guys ever thought about why we have a post office that's basically like a paracausal post office that has like nobody ever there?
you know, I don't really send mail. It's kind of not a thing my generation does.
Oh, kids these days.
I mean, I probably opened myself up to that one.
That's also why we don't have any newspaper delivery people. Same word.
Huh. Because they're newspaper carriers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, a carrier is something capable of carrying an electric charge, or in this case, a mystic charge. It gathers and spreads mystic energy. I noticed there was a burst recently, not too far from here. Guess
Yeah,
where
we
that
don't
went.
talk about
that was her fault.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to get recycled.
That's because my parents disappeared.
Yeah, I'm getting to
I
that.
will never say what actually happened to them. God forbid what happened today happens again.
So, in addition, it's a container. It's a device that carries things. You got an aircraft carrier, things fly, blah, blah, blah. Also, a vector for infectious disease, specifically something that helps neutralize and reform people who would be problematic to the formation of a better society. The whole idea was to make people better by improving the clergy. Make better people, make better avatars, have them ascend. So, hierophants. We harbinge them. It's a hatchery for harbinging hierophants. That or they
I'm
just
lost.
really like. Okay. Little baby avatars. They grow up. They become big daddy avatars. They ascend. They go up to the invisible clergy and they help remake the universe when all of them finally arise.
So do you know how close I am to that?
Not really, no. I mean,
I'm not, or you don't have a clue?
I mean, that's not really one of my functions, but I mean, usually, how often do you find yourself just accidentally, that's probably a silly question. How often do you find yourself involved in crazy magic stuff?
Well, in the last week or so, way more often than I ever cared to have it happen. Apparently I got into a avatar battle with Jaquette.
And you didn't know it? You're probably a good ways there.
Yeah, this is all, a lot of this is new.
Yeah, you probably just passed a point where suddenly you got on the radar.
Oh shit. I don't want the sleepy people to come for me.
No, not that radar, the invisible radar where you're gonna ascend. It's a different radar.
I don't know if I'd want to I have a. She just grows quiet.
Well,
so they were trying to make the world a better place. They called down the UFO.
Because if you replace like let's say you got an avatar that's like a mass murderer, and if you can kind of reinterpret that into something better and more positive, now the next universe is going to be better, and the things that watch over our universe are going to be better, less harmful. Good. That's the idea. I'm not a super computery guy, but basically they're hacking the invisible clergy's code. That's the goal.
I just understood what you
thought
said.
this is just about the town.
I mean, it is about the town, but it's also about hacking the entire world to make it a better place, and also to bring about the apocalypse so that the next world will be better too.
Guys, we are in way deep.
Or maybe it's just about tacos, you guys.
I don't think it's just about tacos, at least not anymore.
I really like tacos.
So I could see how this might be good. The rabbi wanted me to preserve the good parts in what you guys did.
Yeah. There's a lot of good there.
But there's a lot of horrible things.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the horrible things yet. And when it laughs like a ventriloquist dummy where like it's kind of like jumping up and down trying to show like the body laugh. See,
I'm gonna have nightmares about puppets.
What are the bad things?
Well, you see, that was 30 years ago.
I thought that was 10 years ago.
Oh no. The UFO's been around for 30 years. They had 15 years to drift apart and find other purposes.
Except for my parents who disappeared.
Your parents got involved in summonings.
Did they summon the Herald?
I don't know exactly. But everyone split up and focused on their own things, you know? After they made the mayor, he started taking control of politics and managing
Whoa,
that.
hold up. Rewind a second.
What?
The mayor was made?
Yeah.
Did they make Cameron?
No.
Are you lying to me?
No.
So is the mayor like a construct then?
That's my understanding.
Oh.
And that's why we can't see him. That's why we got that letter thanking us for dealing with the Cameron situation. So the committee, did the committee replace the cabal or was an extension of what the cabal was trying to do?
I mean, it's got some cabal members and it's trying to focus on very specific things. Jaquette was always more interested in this world than the next. And so she focuses on this world and making it function and making it stable. Maybe that makes her a little bit cruel sometimes. McConnery focuses on magic.
Mm-hmm.
Shay focuses on gathering magic. Quinn focuses on trying to reform the police system.
Sorry, did you just say Shay?
Yeah.
As in the ghost?
Who? What now?
I don't think she was a ghost.
I know that, Mara, thanks.
Shay was a adept who well, I'm getting to that part of the story.
Okay, so what about the bad stuff?
Well, a cabal splintering into their own separate goals could be considered a bad stuff.
Oh.
Because think about it. I mean, what is Quinn? How much do you know about Quinn?
He seems crazy.
He seems lobotomized.
Well, I mean, he's only allowed to grow so smart if he wants to keep on doing what he's doing. So every so often he has to take bits out.
Why is he only allowed to be so smart?
Because he's an avatar of the fool.
fucking knew it. Were my parents avatars? Or my grandmother? Well, more my grandmother.
Yes,
Thought so.
she
And
was.
The rising sun that you were stitching when I introduced myself.
That was
That's her symbol too.
She abandoned that because after your parents, she didn't want to be part of that anymore. Turning away from being an avatar isn't hard. You just gotta turn away from being what you were.
Wish I had more memories about Rising Sun Grandma as opposed to after Rising Sun Grandma.
I can tell you about them, but I'm afraid I can only take in memories. I can't exactly give them back. So anyway, you got Quinn. Sure, he's reformed the police into something different. You know, most of their guns, they don't keep them loaded.
Well, that's not wholly useful when you actually need to use a gun.
Unless they're a mage.
Magic bullets.
No. Their authority doesn't come from the gun, but rather from what the gun represents. He managed to flip it for a while. He always... Anyway, I don't know much about what it's like now.
What did Weaver split up to do?
Me. He built me.
That's when he... Is he an avatar of the hacker?
I don't know what that is. Is that out of character or is that in character?
That was actually a slip up. I don't know that Mara would know that.
He built it.
Besides, he said he was an adept.
Yeah.
Did he though? He said he used magic.
I asked if he was like me, and he said yeah.
I mean, theoretically, anyone can do magic. I've been involved in rituals, even though I am not an adept.
No.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty clear he was an adept.
I don't think that clockwork heating up pizza bites should work. Well,
Okay,
anyway, we don't have to have this conversation. It's not important.
So, here's the thing. You got all these separate groups doing their own thing. They managed to keep the sleepers at bay, but there was another group they'd been working with that was with an interest in Avatar children.
Named what?
They call themselves the Milk.
Like,
what?
Comes from a cow?
I think they named themselves after those people who appear on milk bottles, you know? The milk cartons where the have you seen this kid?
Oh shit.
Okay.
So we get together 15 years ago. Your parents managed to get a lead on where Cameron was because the Milk had him.
Signed male at birth.
I thought we said that Cameron was a girl.
Cameron was assigned male at birth and is a girl.
Yeah.
Give me one moment. He apologizes and said, "That's my mistake. Sometimes I have trouble with the concept of bodies."
Yeah, no, bodies are weird and complicated. Continue.
Mine isn't. He gestures.
I think yours is just as weird and complicated as ours.
I think it's complicated in a different way.
Yeah, I think it's just different than our organs. You have gears and...
Continue. Doesn't matter.
All right. So we find out about Cameron. We find out where Cameron is. And get the gang back together. So, you know, I'm a clock worker. Of course, I have all these cool Batman-style gadgets that I can use for an action scene because I'm a clockworker. And your parents have their powerful magical summon servant. Bag Lady Trolley Witch. She's been amassing money this whole time. She's magical.
Oh, yeah, right. She's also one of you.
So everyone gets together and brings their A game. And we smash them up and we rescue Cameron. Cameron is 16. Cameron is also in a persistent vegetative state at this point. And this is when things go bad. Because this is when Stray gets banished. Because the milk managed to put together something really bad and basically consolidated it. My best guess is a mystic backlash.
So Stray was the demon that was part of the Cabal.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I guess I'm glad we got.
We don't know if the demon is gotten rid of. All we know is we gave it to someone more powerful than us to deal with.
Shay died, and something weird happened with Shay. She died sitting on a major charge. And whatever they did messed with your parents' servant. And it started getting its own free will.
I have to take care of something. 1 second.
Oops.
Any questions?
Can I take what you were working on?
What do you mean what I was working on?
The stitching. The tapestry.
No, not yet. It's not done.
You've written out my family history, or at least the last 20 years of it.
When I'm done, you can have it. Not yet.
Are
Kids, have some patience.
Sorry about that. I had to chase a cat out of the basement.
That's okay. Mara, so basically it's not that you can't have it, it's asking you to wait.
Hey, that's fine.
Wait, can't have what?
The tapestry. So, you know how things went bad? This is the point. That successful hero action, that's when things went bad. When your parents died.
They disappeared. They didn't die.
Sorry, you know what?
It doesn't matter. I don't have any fucking charges right now.
I was trying to just get in the habit.
Point is, when they lost control of the servant, we weren't there, and they were gone. Some of us could sense it, but it was gone. Bag Lady quit. Your grandmother quit to raise you. I gave me those memories. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never mind. I was just
because somebody couldn't live with the knowledge of this pain breaking this family apart. So they're like, I get to live with it. You're my machine. I'm going to give it to you instead. You get to live with the pain.
It sucks. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm a real boy, you know.
I
think we need to
you had to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it was made, I think, maybe. Honestly, I don't know what I'm made for, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, do we know the will of our creator?
Well, I mean, and it gestures over at the wall where there's oh God, I can't remember the word for it, where it's the Torah, but it's on the scrolls.
Yeah, the Torah scrolls.
There's one of those up here.
Yeah.
I like to read sometime, and I prefer scrolls.
So if I can get you the story of Pinocchio on a scroll, will you read it?
I mean, I've already read it, but yeah, that would be awesome.
I guess I'm transcribing the story of. Never mind.
One of the arms come over and rubs your head and is like, that would be so sweet.
Stop.
All right, I'll stop. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, things went to shit real fast. And everyone's been just kind of doing their best to keep things running since then. Jaquette and Martha, they do the things. Whatever got your parents, we don't know where it went.
Okay.
But it hasn't been here.
Okay.
That we know of.
I'm pretty sure I meant it.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you should talk to. Well, you won't probably ever talk to. I might have assaulted a police officer over it.
Well, that's weird.
He told me the thing took my parents. And then I got really scared. And I got him in the chest. And he doubled over and I ran.
Please don't assault me.
I haven't yet. But if you would have kept touching me, if you touch me again.
I was showing you affection because I appreciated the gesture. But I will not do that if you do not. Anyway, please don't destroy me. I'm rather fragile.
Roger Fragile?
Please continue with the story.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much the end. 10 years ago,
okay, sorry.
Things fell apart and we've been kind of in a holding pattern. Because, victory achieved. Yeah, okay, people are dead, things fell apart. But we've got a magical, the closest thing to utopia that exists in America?
Is it, though? Is it really, though?
I honestly,
it's not like it would know, considering it's stuck here.
I
confronted the thing that caused my parents to disappear. The more and more we find out, the less and less I wish I knew.
Why do you think that I exist? I can remove those memories if you want.
No. Somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to end this once and for all.
It wasn't all bad.
They're trying to manipulate the universe and bring down the heat death of the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, but we should not accelerate the rate at which it happens.
I'm not sure if acceleration is part of the plan. I mean, once the 333rd avatar ascends, it's over.
What's over?
The universe.
And then it's another Big Bang event and we start the universe over?
Yeah, but reformed through the power of those 333 avatars.
Well, then maybe I need to ascend.
Do you think you're better than the current avatar, the Firebrand?
Yeah, we're talking about Jaquette.
She's not an avatar.
She's not?
Well, she's not the avatar.
She's not up.
The people who are up there, they don't have bodies anymore. They're gone. So
I see.
If you want to know what the next universe is going to be like, you got to look around and look at look at the most prominent demagogue in America or in the world. If that's the avatar of the demagogue and that's what's demagoguing it up, that's what the demagogue is like up there, and that's going to have a say in the next universe.
But what if I want a part of a say?
Then
Then I better hope to hell I'm better than the one that's already up there and ascend.
Yeah, but ascending's hard.
Yeah, all of this is hard.
Well, if you ascend, you got to you got to get really, really powerful and either convince the thing that you should replace it or survive its attempts to not be replaced. And then eventually ascend. And then stay that way until 333 people happen.
So let me ask you a question here, because you make it seem like there are a finite 333 people ascend, but there is currently a finite number of ascended people. Like, there can only be one of my type of avatar up there.
There's one firebrand, yes.
And this is the symbol. So my grandma
was an avatar of the firebrand.
Oh shit, I really wish things didn't run in the family.
Genetics are a bitch.
I'm not sure this has anything to do with genetics. Maybe it does.
I don't really understand genetics. I'm based on a rabbi. I might have to have an existential crisis scheduled in tonight.
I'm sorry I brought that about.
No, it's not you. I mean, life is one big existential crisis when you're made of wood.
I mean,
I feel like I'm about to have an existential crisis myself, and I'm only 20 years old.
There's gotta be like 2 other rabbis who are magic. Maybe you could have a bait dean and maybe learn some things yourself.
That would be fun. I don't have access to the message boards though.
That's fair.
And I don't think we should be suggesting anyone else should see this thing.
I know. I'm just saying.
All right. So I guess I just spoiled all the mysteries in the town. There's nothing left to learn. Sorry about that. No more secrets.
There might not be any more secrets, but you've caused there to be many more questions.
When you say there's no more secrets, I'm having a massive doubt that there's no more secrets.
I mean, probably.
At least not the rabbi used to know.
I mean, what's a secret but something that raises more questions? Am I right? Am I right? I'm sad today.
That makes a few of us.
Also sad. Yeah.
Minerva, would you like a hug?
I would appreciate a hug, Weaver.
Why? This is the stuff of my nightmares.
So a giant wooden arm very gently
I'm never going to be able to watch Chucky again. Dolls and puppets are going to plague my nightmares.
Real quick, Mara, theater nerd, are you serious?
I'm somewhat joking.
Okay, if you need this behind a veil...
No. That's all in character. That's Mara saying it somewhat jokingly.
All right, just checking in because... All right, so this giant wooden beam with joints in it noisily cranks around you.
You know what? She's just going to turn around and walk out of the room because...
And it like wraps you up, but also not... It's very cautious about not hurting you because it's worried. But it is
I'll see you guys in a second. Bye.
It's like a giant wooden tentacle with limited points of articulation.
I wonder, are you made out of mostly wood?
No. There's a lot of gears and metal parts too.
Oh.
The wood is mostly aesthetic.
Okay.
Have you seen the Terminator?
A while ago, yeah.
If I caught fire like the Terminator, I'd probably end up looking kind of like the Terminator. But a spider.
Okay.
Cool.
Isn't that scary? Freaks me out. I prefer having skin. I mean, it's not skin, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I do, right?
Well, no, actually. I know the rabbi thinks you do something weird involving birthdays and possibly some freaky shit.
If I tell you what I do, is that gonna pull the memory of doing that out of my head, or?
No. I
Okay.
have to get involved. It takes some work.
Okay. Yeah, I do stuff with life.
Oh, sweet. Do you drink blood?
That's a vampire.
She's a vampire.
No.
You're a
Not a
vampire.
vampire. Jeez. I'm not a vampire. It's complicated, and there is like not really a better vessel of life energy.
That's cool. All right, here's the thing.
I mean, there's one, but it's kind of gross. Well, maybe not for this stream.
I gotta be honest, it's hard to turn my stomach because it's made of wood.
Out of character, it's not for this stream.
All right, so let's move on. All right, so I think we should fast forward to you guys leaving if everyone's good, unless you have any more questions.
I don't think so, because it doesn't have a lot of knowledge of current events, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Elizabeth has 2 questions.
Yeah, I did not, you thought you weren't a questioner, but everyone's a questioner in the eyes of God. Am I right? Am I right?
To be fair, you laid out like a big ass truth bomb.
I mean, that's kind of my role in the story.
Jokes.
I got him, but my delivery's a little wooden.
Some might say it was
you really
dry.
gotta hammer in that punchline.
Well, I don't get to talk to people much. Anyway, what was your question?
So you said Shay died, etc. Then something bad happened to her with magic charges. Like, do you know anything about that?
I know that if you die sitting on a major charge, and weird shit starts happening because there's magic. That energy just doesn't disappear. It's got to go somewhere.
So she's a ghost because she's sitting on magic.
I don't know that for certain.
I presume she didn't want to die and she didn't want to like stay.
I mean, that's
Ghost.
possible. You got to understand. I don't know what Shay was thinking at the end.
Of course.
We didn't talk much at that point. It looks down in that exaggerated puppet sad way, like it's trying to act sad, but it has no facial features or facial expression.
It must sad, but it has no face.
Yes, exactly. We are become meme.
So, and this whole deal with the invisible clergy, do you think that can easily lead to, violence, people hurting each other?
I mean, people have killed for less. We are talking about the power to reshape the universe.
Why does things have to be so complicated? Okay, thanks.
I mean, people kill for like $20, right?
Can we stop talking about this? Thank you.
Oh shit! I am so sorry, Minerva.
I don't have any charges because Mara said the shitty word earlier, and I can't really gain them back right now, so it doesn't matter. Yes, I'm still salty about it.
Mara's not in the room. He can't hear you right now.
I don't care.
I feel like Minerva just needs to kind of rant about it for a while. Like,
just no, absolutely. When she gets back, she is putting on some screamo and ranting to her plants.
Wizard Twitter, you're just gonna light it up. Your Wizard Live Journal, you're gonna write. It's gonna be ugly.
You're gonna create a burn book, and the only name in it is Mara's.
Oh,
no,
geez.
no,
I'm not
no,
saying
no,
she
no,
doesn't
no.
deserve that, but
Just long thought out plant-based revenge. No.
Oh shit. All right. So anyway, any other questions or can we move on? Because I feel like we should
can
wrap this
move
one
on.
up.
I think no questions that are interesting from a gameplay perspective.
And you can always come back and chat with this guy again.
Yeah.
wrap the tapestry.
Actually, I
So-
do have one quick question. Is Leonora involved with this cabal or with the clergy or anything?
Only as involved as anyone born in this city is.
Gosh darn it. Okay, well, I'll make sure to visit you because I think you could use a talk.
It would be nice. It would be nice. Anyway, tell Mara I'll have Cliff send her a note when I got this thing finished up. It needs some I want to do some edging on the embroidery work.
Sure thing.
So, and this is only the beginning and the middle. It's not the end. So. All right. So you two come downstairs.
Mara's probably like at the base of the stairs.
Hey, Mara.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just